All right, Rocco. Okay, so come into a comfortable seated position. So bound triangle requires, yes, of course, open hamstrings and all that stuff, but the bind, you need to get our shoulders ready for this as well. So just opening up the shoulders a little bit and the neck muscles. And I have a great twist for us to go into towards the end of practice. That's going to be fun. I don't know if you've ever done it before. It's called Bridget's Cross. You can probably do a practice around that pose another time, and I'll share you the story about Bridget. Anyways, so yes, get comfortable sitting with your legs crossed. If you prefer, you can sit with them straight out or whatever is most comfortable for you. It doesn't really matter to me as long as you are comfortable. And can sit up tall and maintain your nice long neutral spine. So if you feel like you're rounding, you can hold onto the knees and just pull on the knees and lift the chest up. Or if it feels like you're overextended, then you might need to look at pulling your ribs in a little bit more to bring you back to neutral. And then once you're settled, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And start to pay attention to your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Taking in as much air as you can hold in your lungs and pausing before exhaling fully. Breathing from the belly into the ribs, into the chest. And then exhaling fully through your nose. I'm just going to start to make some circles with your head, so you can go ahead and keep your eyes closed to do this. So begin by lowering your right ear to the shoulder. Let your chin and the head drop forward. Trace it across the chest. Then roll your head over to the left. Pick it up. Try not to let the head drop back too far. And then go ahead and make your circles. See if it is possible to allow your head to move around on the top of your spine and move in any way, or as minimal movements through the upper body as possible. I guess depending on how tight your neck and shoulder muscles might be, there might be some movement, but hopefully we can loosen it out. Once you've completed the circle that you're currently making, go ahead and change direction. Last circle here. And then you're going to lift your head back up and open your eyes. Take your left hand around behind you. So you're going to internally rotate through the shoulder. Sweep the arm around behind you. The hand can come to the small of your back, or bring it all the way over to your right bicep. And watch for rotation here. If you're rotating, I want you to come back so that your shoulder heads are still facing forward. Go ahead and drop your right ear down to the right shoulder. Try not to let the head drop forward. You're not going to do that just yet. Right now, I just want you to try to hold the shoulder or to the ear or the ear down to the shoulder without letting the shoulder come up. I just wanted you to see that you want them to be in line with each other as much as possible. You can push the hand and the bicep into each other as well. Now you can let your head drop forward, but it's still to the side, but you're just rolling it forward, shifting the stretch in your neck. Shift your head back. And then bring it down to the middle and back up to center. Good. Release. Same where you entered and second side. So internally rotate, sweep it all around as far over to your left as you can get it without allowing your body to rotate. And then let the air drop on the other side. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Any amount here will do. I don't expect your head to drop all the way down to touch your shoulder, especially if it's going to make you do weird things to facilitate it. Keep the spine long and just let the head be heavy. Moving the head forward, just shifting the stretch a little bit. And notice if one side feels tighter than the other. Maybe the range of motion is better on one side versus the other. Go ahead and shift your head back. Oh, it's amazing how different it can feel from side to side. And then go ahead and bring the head to the front, chin right in the middle of the chest, and then lift your head up. Good, release. Extend your arms out. We're just going to go through a couple of internal and external rotations, starting from the shoulder joint, ending down at their fingers. So externally rotate. You might feel the shoulder blades tip down and lift your chest up. So go to your maximum and then press the hands back or move the arms back. Good. Come back forward with the arms and now internally rotate. This one is quite uncomfortable for me. And then do the same thing. Press the hands back as far back as you can get them. Without feeling any pain, you don't want any pain here. And then bring the arms forward again and release. Good. Roll your shoulders out. Hopefully, if you did feel any tension or any tightness in your shoulders and neck this morning, those little movements help to shake it all up. Good. Right hand or fingertips to the floor. Take an inhale, bring your left arm up. And exhale over to your right into a side bend. Remember to pick up the right side of the body as well and stay heavy on the sitting bones. Stay here for a full breath in and a full breath out. Then inhale, pick yourself back up to center and exhale right over to the other side. Full inhale and exhale. And then inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, move into a twist to the right. And then inhale, lifting up. Pass through center. Exhale to your left. Good. Good stuff. Take an inhale and exhale, come back to center. Move any props you may have been using to sit on off to the side and come onto your hands and knees and just go through a couple of cat-cows, make them your own, move in whatever way you wish. Fingers spread nice and wide. And you can shift the hips back and forward, inhaling, lifting the sit bones and the heart, exhaling to round the spine. That is how we usually breathe, or always breathe for cat-cow, but if you felt you wanted to do it a little differently, feel free. Maybe exhale when you go into the extended spinal position, and inhale when you flex, and see if that feels any different for you. Take it into circles, and if you do, make sure you change direction with your circles. It's also a great way to open up the wrist a little bit as well when you go into the circular motion. Good. One more, whatever you've got going on, and then come back to center, moving into thread the needle. So tuck your toes under. Walk your left hand a little bit. Actually, let's go to the right first. So walk the right hand forward just a little bit. Take the left arm up, take your inhale, and exhale, guide the left arm all the way over to your right. Place the left side of your head down. And just draw your right hip back and pull it over to your left. Now, some of you might actually have your shoulder down. If you have your shoulder down and you feel quite comfortable here, you can take your right hand around to your left hip crease. It might be difficult to do it if you're only putting all of that weight on the side of the head, but if the shoulder is down, go for it. Just want you to get comfortable, or at least accustomed to this, to your arm being in this position, because it's very similar to what you're going to do for your bind. Good. One more inhale and exhale in your thread the needle. And then slowly release it. Sweep the right arm around, tent your fingers, and press down. Take your inhale, exhale, come back to center, flatten the left hand. Inhale, bring the right arm up, and exhale, guide it over to your left. Now, you might have better range of motion on one side versus the next. If your shoulder's not touching the ground on this side, do not force it. Go to where you can, and maybe you don't bind on this side. So maybe the left hand stays where it is. You're ready to come out of it and move into extended child's pose. Those of you that are still in it, stay there for one more breath, in and out, and then come back to extended child's pose. Keeping your legs parallel, untuck your toes. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, arms are super long, and you want your arms to be at their maximum length here, your maximum reach without letting the shoulders elevate. Pin the shoulder blades to the back of the rib cage. You're moving into your modified half series. So plug the hands into the mat. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga. Keep that forward movement idea. Inhale, press up. Exhale, sit back. 3 more, moving with your breath as much as possible. So allow the breath to help you through these postures. Inhaling, exhaling to lower. Inhale to lift back up, and exhaling to sit back. Once you finish your last one, come back to child's pose. Take a moment. Inhale, exhale fully. And now inhale, come forward into the plank. Exhale into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Trikonasana. Stay still here for a moment. Check the hands. Make sure the weight is distributed between the heel of your hands and your finger pads and the knuckles, the base of the knuckles. I want you to think about trying to draw your pinky and thumb towards each other. Push the heels down. Pull your ribs in. Let your head drop. Let it be heavy. See if you can shake your head or nod your head. Yes. Good. Take an inhale and sweep your right leg up for three-legged dog and resist the urge to open up your hips. See if you can keep the hips level. And on the exhalation, step your right foot to the right hand. Helping it forward if you need to. So if you get stuck here, move it forward with your hand. Rest your left knee down. Keeping the left toes tucked. You can scooch the right foot forward a little bit more if necessary to make sure the heel and knee are stacked. You're on the fingertips. Draw the right hip back. Suck the belly in, lift the heart up. And then squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other. From here, moving into Ardha Hanuman, take an inhale. On the exhalation, you're straightening out the right knee, shifting your hips back, lifting up your right toes. Now, if it's too much for the hamstrings, you can keep a bend in the knee, but keep moving your hips back and your heart forward. And if you look at me, you notice I'm letting my right hip hike up. I want you to draw it back and down. So if that's happening with you, that is the adjustment you want to make here. Now from here, we're going into a side plank. So you're going to kickstand your left foot and then sweep your upper body around and move into your side plank. Picking up the rib cage, lifting it up towards the ceiling so you get this arc, stretching out the right side of the body. Let the right hand face down towards your mat. Everybody there? Beautiful, good. Hold it. From here, you're going back to the lunge into downward facing dog. So take an inhale, pick yourself up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands back to the front of the mat, kickstand the right left leg back out, and now step back to downward facing dog. Good. Left leg lifts. Step it forward. Rest your right knee once your left foot is planted. Come up onto the fingertips. See if maybe you can get light, so there's not a whole lot of pressure on the fingertips. You're really holding yourself up here. Draw the shoulders back and down. Hold the belly in, lift the heart up. Take an inhale here. Your exhale, move into your Ardha Hanuman, shifting your hips back, lifting your left toes up. Check for the hip hike. Go ahead and kickstand the right leg now, and then sweep your upper body around into your side plank. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, pick yourself up, and exhale into downward facing dog. Hold it. Take the right leg, bend the knee, bring it into the chest, and just turn the knee outward and send the right foot over to the left. Not all the way over, you're still keeping your butt up. So if you're not sure what the heck I'm talking about, just take a moment and check me out. Push the left heel down. Good. Come back to center, do the same thing on the second side. So bring the left knee to the chest, turn the knee to face outward, and then move the left foot over to the right. And you're on the baby toe side edge of your left foot. You're pushing the right heel down, you're drawing the left hip back. Good. Release, and now make your way to the top of the mat. You choose how. You can hop, you can step, you can do a front flip, anything fancy. Just get there, feet at hips distance, push down into the feet, and inhale, reverse swan dive all the way around and up. Then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. If you need a quick sip, take it now. Fix your hair, fix your wardrobe, and then let's get back to it. So we're moving into our salutations or sun salutations. You're at the top of your mat, feet are at hips distance. Take your inhale, sit back into chair Utkatasana, and exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale into Chaturanga. Plant the hands, step back. Lower into your Chaturanga. Inhale, take up dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward. Drop your left heel, turning your toes out slightly. Move the right hip back and sweep the upper body up. Bring the palms to meet. Look up at your hands as you meet for warrior one. Plant your hands and step back into Chaturanga. Take it through downward dog into plank if you need to, and you can always modify and place the knees down. Lower, right Chaturanga. Take your up dog or your cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Drop the right heel. Sweep the arms up on your in-breath for warrior one. Exhale into Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog. Exhale, downward dog, pause here. Take a big breath in. Exhale all of the air out of the lungs. Hold the air out. Lift the gaze to the thumbs and jump or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana, hands at heart. One more round with Sun Salvi. Inhale, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale into Uttanasana. Hold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, take Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward dog. Just trying to get my Sanskrit on. Sweep the right leg up this time for three-legged dog and step it forward to the right hand. Hop the left foot in a little bit, drop your heel, and move up into warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into up dog. Exhale into downward dog. Take your left leg up, three-legged dog, step it forward. Drop your back heel down and sweep up into warrior one. Good. Step back into Chaturanga. Take up dog, downward facing dog, and hold it. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Big inhale and exhale. Keep going, keep breathing deeply and fully. Using your Ujjayi breath, warrior's breath, victorious breath. Take a big inhale, exhale all the air out, keep the air out. Lift the heels, lift the gaze of the thumbs, and jumper step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana, hands at your heart. Good. Release actually bring your feet together, leaving a little bit of space between your heels. Sweep your arms around and up, and interlace all of your fingers except your index. Take an inhale, roll super long in your spine, and on the exhalation, bring yourself over to your right for half moon pose. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, go ahead and change the way you interlace all of your fingers, including your thumbs. And then inhale, grow long in your spine again, maintain that length, and exhale over to your left. Big inhale, bigger exhale. One more. And then inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, release your hands down by the side. Go ahead and heel toe your feet to a little bit wider than hips distance, okay? Take an inhale, circle your arms around and up. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. We're going into a forward fold with a bind and a twist. We've done this before. So what you're gonna do is you're going to bend your knees a whole bunch. I'm never sure which direction to show you this in so that it makes most sense. Maybe I'll do it sideways. So if you want to watch me first, you can, but if you want to do it as I'm telling you, that's fine too. But you want to make sure you bend your knees a whole lot because you're going into this bind. So I want you to take the left arm and bring it between the legs. Okay, then maybe I'll show you this way. Then you're going to internally rotate through your left shoulder and bring it around underneath your left thigh. Okay, then you're going to take the right arm around and you're going to bring the hands to meet. This is why your knees need to be bent a lot so you can reach. If you cannot reach, get your strap or your towel. Then just lean into the left a little bit and slowly straighten out your right knee. And as you do that, draw your right shoulder blade back and down and take an inhale, nice long spine. And then exhale, you can turn and look towards the ceiling. Do not overstretch your neck to look up to the ceiling. It is not important that you see the ceiling through the movement of your head. Remember, you can always move your eyes. Draw the right hip back. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, turn the head, then the torso. Bend your right knee and release. Take a moment here, maybe ragdoll it out. So grab opposite elbows. You can sway a little bit from side to side. And then release, move on to the second side. If you want to use a strap, take it in the left hand here. Bend the knees a whole lot. Take the right arm between the legs and internally rotate. Sweep your left arm around, come into a bind. Make sure your bind is not between the butt crack. You want to be off to the right at the hip crease. Okay, so adjust, take an inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, shift the left hip back and straighten out the knee and start to turn. So you're gonna look over to the left and then move your head, I should say, to the left and then let the eyes look. Okay. All right, and then take a big inhale and exhale to release. Good. Take an inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Take the hands around behind you and interlace all of the fingers. Shift your way into your left leg, bring your right knee up. And then open your knee out to the right for tree pose with a shoulder stretch. So pushing your foot either into your calf muscle or into the thigh, or you can keep the foot down to the floor, whichever is most accessible for you. And I want you to keep reaching the knuckles away from you so you feel the stretch through the front of the chest and the shoulders. Hold it here. Keep drawing into the midline so you find stability. Go ahead and move your right knee back to the right, bend your left knee a little bit here. Pass through warrior three. So start to hinge at the hips. You're moving the knuckles and the right foot to the back. You're moving the head to the front of your mat. Good. Keep reaching the knuckles away. Maybe even move them up towards the ceiling. Draw your left hip back. Roll the right thigh inward to the midline. Bend your left knee a whole lot and gently, carefully rest your right toes down on your mat for a lunge. Good. Pivot on the ball of your right foot, drop the heel, turning your toes out. Take an inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, lead with the heart, hinge at your hips into humble warrior. Bringing your left shoulder on the inside of your left thigh, draw the left hip back and pull it under you. Crown of head is moving down to the ceiling. Whoops, moving down to the floor. Bind is moving up to the ceiling. Hold it. Check you out. And you inhale slowly. Imagine someone is pulling you by that bind and pulling you up to an upright position. Straighten out the left knee, reverse triangle. And then exhale, cartwheel yourself down into a twist. So cartwheel the hands down, pick up the right heel. And now go ahead, lift the left fingertips up to the ceiling. And maybe if you want to take it into a pyramid long stance here, straighten out the left knee and get a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. Up to you, you can stay with the left knee bent. You could even drop your right knee here if you wanted to. Big breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, up and back. Downward facing dog. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Once you're right at the top of the mat, inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Bring the arms around behind you again. Change the way you interlace your fingers. Good. Shift your weight into the right leg. Go ahead and bring your left knee up. Now, you just need to bend the left knee if you're keeping your foot on the floor, but if you're moving to the calf or to the thigh, bring the knee up and then open up your hip. Good. Push those 2 points that connect into each other. So don't just push your foot into the calf, but push the calf or the thigh back into the foot. Go ahead and start to move the bind away from you. You might even go into a little bit of a back bend here. That's fine. Just keep reaching. And then go ahead and move the left knee to the front, moving into our warrior three. So bend your right knee a little bit, hinge at the hips. Shoot your left leg back in the bind. Heart and crown are moving in the opposite direction. Draw your right hip back a little bit. Roll your left thigh inward and pick it up. So you don't just roll it. You want to lift that thigh up towards the ceiling so you come into that capital letter T shape. And now very carefully bend your standing leg and rest the toes down on the mat with control, as much control as possible. Good, and come up into your lunge. Drop the back heel. I'm on the wrong side, aren't I? Yes, I am. Drop your back heel. Good. Take an inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and move into humble warrior. So you're gonna wanna stick your butt way out to facilitate getting your shoulder on the inside of your inner thigh. So if that's happening, once you get the shoulder in place, I want you to draw your right hip back and then pull the pelvis in towards the midline. Well, actually that is the midline, so pull it towards the middle of your mat so your butt isn't sticking out anymore. But the shoulder's still on the inside of the thigh. You gotta push down into your feet and use your muscles. Use the leg muscles and the glute muscles and of course your abs to keep you stable here in this posture. Keep moving the arms up and over to open up through the shoulders. Take one more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, use the bind. Lead with the bind to pick yourself up. Straighten out the right knee. So push down, squeeze in front of the thigh, lift the heart up. And now release the bind and exhale yourself into the twist. You decide where you want to go for the twist. This is a perfectly great place to go. Put the knee down. Hold it. You also have the option to straighten out your right knee with the left knee off and take it into that pyramid long stance with a twist. It's entirely up to you. Hold it. Take an inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Find pose, chaturanga, dog or cobra, downward facing dog. If you need a sip of water, take it now, or if you need to wipe your brow, do that now before we head into the next sequence. So in the next sequence, we've got some half binds coming up. You shouldn't need your strap for these. You should be good to go. Once you've had your sip of water, come back into downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhalation, sweep your right leg up, bend your knee, and exhale, open up the hip. I want you to really flex at the knee and pull your heel to your butt cheek. See if you can push your left heel all the way down and start to pick up the right armpit. Almost as if you're going to go into wild thing, but you're not actually going to go into wild thing. Maybe even come up onto the right fingertips. Now go ahead and step your right foot to the top of the mat by your right hand. Come up onto the fingertips. Settle into the lunge. So if your bottom's still pretty high, go ahead and bend the knee, lower the hips. And now take an inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, push the left heel down, straighten out the right, and fold into yourself, into your pyramid long stance. We're going to flow with this a couple more times. Inhale, roll the body forward as you bend the knee, drop the hips, lift the heart up. Exhale, straighten out the legs, fold. Inhale, lunge. And exhale, fold. One more. Hold the fold. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, warrior two. From here, we're going into a half bounce side angle. So go ahead and take the left arm around behind you. And again, it can come to the small of the back, or maybe it comes to the hip crease. Okay? Take an inhale here and exhale. You're gonna bring the hands down to the outside. Draw the left shoulder blade back. Take an inhale, nice long spine, and exhale, just look. So turn the head and then look up with the eyes towards the ceiling. It's just a half bind, so the right hand is to the floor, the left hand is the one that's half bound. So gently drop your right hand to the floor. It's a half bind, so the right hand is on the floor, it's not bound, so lower your right hand to the ground. Yep, there you go. Good. Take an inhale, straighten out the right knee, move it into your half bound triangle pose. You can also look down towards your right foot if your neck doesn't feel comfortable looking up towards the ceiling. So ladies, we're going to move from here into a half bound, half moon pose. Okay, so keeping your left hand where it is. This might get a little tricky. Bend the right knee, hop the left foot in a little bit, reach to the upper right hand corner and float into your half bound, half moon. Keep rolling the left hip and shoulder onto the right. Now, here's the big question. Can you carefully move yourself back into reverse warrior, maintaining this half bind? Bend the right knee. Very slowly, lift the right hand off. Rest the left foot. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the vinyasa or stay in your downward dog for a rest. You're going to flow, move forward into plank, lower into your chaturanga. Take upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg picks up, bend the knee, pull the heel to the butt cheek. Come up onto the left fingertips as if you're going to go into your, wild thing. Push the right heel down as far down as you can to get the stretch in the calf muscle. And then go ahead and carefully place your left foot to the left hand. On your fingertips, settle into your lunge, so lower the bum. Inhale, roll the heart forward. Exhale, fold, straighten out your left knee any degree. Pushing the right heel down. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale. Inhaling forward. And exhale. Last one here. Inhaling forward. Exhale into the fold and hold it. Take an inhale, bend your left knee, exhale into warrior two. Go ahead and internally rotate through the right shoulder and sweep it around behind you. Reaching to the hip crease, or maybe the hand just comes to the small of your back. Good. And then move into your side angles. So this time bring the left arm on the inside. Come on to the fingertips. Take your inhale, exhale, draw the right shoulder blade back. Inhale, nice long spine, and exhale, just turn the head. And then move the eyes to complete and hold that there. So what I can see here, Genty, I need you to pull your left hip to the back of the mat and then move the pelvis towards the long side of your mat and let your upper body move at the same time. So your upper body is going to go back. Yep, there you go. How does that feel? Good stuff. Goody. So now from here, go ahead and straighten out your left knee and move into your half bound triangle. Remember, you can keep it bent in the left knee if you need to. All you're doing, the only change here is the straightening of the knee. That's it. So this is giving you a good indication as to what your bound triangle is going to be like. Yeah? Get ready to move into your half bound, half moon. So go ahead and bend the left knee, reach to the upper left-hand corner, hop your right foot in, and then float the right leg up. Now I say float because I want you to carefully pick the leg up, but I don't mean to let the leg be limp. The leg needs to be engaged so that it can float. The more engaged the leg muscles are, the easier it will be for you to lift your leg up into the half moon pose. Once you get the leg lifted, go ahead and roll the shoulder open and the hip, stacking it on the one underneath you. Good. Take a big inhale, and now carefully lower the back foot and come into your reverse warrior. With as much control as you can. Good. Remember, the front knee is the one that will be bent and the back leg is the one that's straighter. Take a big inhale and exhale into your downward facing dog. I almost said chaturanga. Now inhale, plank. Exhale into your chaturanga. Take your upward facing dog or cobra and make your way back into downward facing dog. Good stuff. All right, ladies, we're getting ready to move into this major bind. But let's take the scenic route. Right leg lifts for three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep. Three-legged dog. Right knee to the left tricep. Three-legged dog. Right knee to the right tricep and hold it there. I want you to really get your knee to touch your tricep. Try not to shift the body all over the place. Try to keep it in the plank. Push the tricep into the knee. Push the knee into the tricep. Keep holding it. Pull your belly in. I want you to shake. I want you to absolutely shake. And when you feel you can't hold this anymore, put your right foot down by your right hand. I got time. You got time. Is your right foot down yet? Look at these champions, these warriors. I love it. Good stuff. Place your right foot down. If it's not already down, drop your back heel and open up into warrior two. How are your shoulders feeling? Are you good? More or less? All right. I'm going to grab my strap, hold it in my left hand. So go ahead and grab your strap if you know you need one. Hold it in your left hand because that's the arm you're going to sweep around. And it's going to make it easier for you to bind. Okay. So you're in your warrior two and you've got your strap in hand. Now, the deeper your lunge in your warrior stance, the easier it is to bind. I'm using air quotes around easier. If you remember that forward fold we did, we needed to bend the knees to facilitate the bind. So go as low as you can go and maintain good muscular energy and not collapsing your hip, okay? From here, we're gonna go into side angle. So you're gonna bring the right hand down onto the fingertips on the inside. Notice I had to drop my hip. My hip is still not all the way up here. You gotta lower the hip. So you're bringing your right thigh to parallel to the earth. Go ahead now and sweep your left arm around. Let the strap dangle. You're gonna need to bend the elbow and dip the upper body down closer to the ground. Internally rotate through your right shoulder and grab your strap. Once you've got that, you need to pick your upper body back up again. And then draw the left shoulder blade back. And as you're drawing the left shoulder blade back, you're pulling the right hip back, moving the upper body back and the pelvis forward to open up. I will show you, if you want to take a break and come out of it, if you're not in it properly or feel comfortable, I can show you from this angle so you can see what I mean about all that front and back stuff I was just talking about. If you're in it, you're happy in it, stay there. Oh, everybody's back in it, sort of-ish. Take a break, everybody, take 5. So what I mean is, you have to come out of proper alignment to get in it. So once you're here, this is gonna happen. You bring the strap around, you come down, and you grab it. But then you need to bring yourself back. So when I say draw the right hip back, you're gonna pull the right hip back, but you have to let the rest of the body move. You can't pull the right hip back and leave your head out here. So pull it back and then draw. It's all happening simultaneously. Pull you into this one long line. That's what I mean. Does that make sense? I'm gonna assume everybody's nodding their head. Yay, good. So come back into it, and then from there you segue into your bound triangle. Easy peasy. So you're in it, you do that adjustment, and then you straighten out the right knee. Yes, that's better. Good stuff. And then when you're ready, take your inhale, straighten out the right knee. Exhale, pull the heels in towards each other. Left shoulder blade and rib cage is moving back. Right is moving forward. Hold it. Big inhale. Big exhale. Bend your right knee. Release your hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. No need to do the vinyasa. You can take a moment, catch yourself. Unless, of course, you want to. And then we'll move on to the second side. Left leg lifts. Left knee to left tricep. 3-legged dog. Left knee to right tricep. 3-legged dog, left knee to left tricep and hold it. Round your spine, suck the belly in, vacuum the navel to the spine, get your knee to touch your tricep. Pick it up, I don't want it on the elbow, I want it on your tricep. Hold it there, squeeze, 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 and I'll rest the left foot down carefully. Drop your back heel and come up into warrior 2, taking your strap into your right hand. Good. Big inhale, exhale, bring the left hand down to the inside, sweep the strap around, do all that weird funky stuff, the butt is gonna stick out. So you can encourage the hips, the butt cheek to move to the back of the mat to help you make room so you can get your arm in place. Then once you've got your arm in place, you pull it back in. It's almost like you're closing a door. And make sure your strap is not in the butt crack. You're more at the hip crease or the gluteal fold where the bum and the thigh meet. Take your inhale and exhale. Turn the head without straining your neck, and then turn the eyes without straining the eyes to look towards the ceiling. And then take an inhale, straighten out the left knee. And that's the only adjustment you should have to make, is just that straighten up the knee to any degree. Don't forget to draw your left hip back and pull it under you. And you're moving the upper body away from the middle of your mat. Take an inhale, release, exhale, downward facing dog. Move forward into plank pose. Lower into your chaturanga. Take upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale into child's pose and then come up and check me out. So bridges, cross. I don't know if this pose doesn't work for any of you, just come into a regular twist. Yeah, just come onto your back and just twist. But I want you to try this. This came to me like a vision. I don't know, it just came to me. I did it once or twice and it was a really nice cross, a nice twist. And I wanted you to experience it. For whatever reason, we're doing it today. So you're gonna get into it from downward facing dog. Make sure there's nothing around you because your leg is gonna come out. So if you remember fallen triangle or rock star, it is very similar to that. That's how we're gonna get into it. And we're coming all the way down. So you're going to come into downward facing dog. Bring the right knee in, shift forward, extend the right leg all the way across. And you're coming down, all the way down. Now some of you might be able to turn your head to look to the right and be comfortable here and rest. Some of you may not. You can make a pillow with the hands, or you can look to the left. But this is the position you're going to be in. Ultimately, it is to look to the right. But if this doesn't work for you, come onto your back and bring your knees off to one side. Everybody, oh, look at all these bridges crosses. Good. Yep, you can always come onto your back and bring your knees off to one side. If it doesn't work for you. But if you're happy where you are, stay there. And just focus on your breath. Taking a big breath in and a big breath out. Allow yourself to sink more deeply into this pose. A little bit of the story is that there's this woman in Ireland. She's a saint, Saint Bridget, and it is believed that her father was on his deathbed, and she made a cross for him, and well, I guess just to bless him before he went over to the other side. But there's so much more to that story, but like I said, we'll get into it another time. So to get out of this, you're going to do that the same way you got into it. So take an inhale, and exhale, come back up onto the palms. You're going to have to tuck the toes of the back leg under, push yourself back up to downward facing dog. Good stuff. Woo, sweep the leg all the way back up. Nice, second side. Left leg lifts, shift your body forward, bring the knee in, and then move the leg all the way over. Yep, you got it, all the way over. That's one way to get into it. Now, you don't have to come all the way down if it doesn't feel comfortable. You can stay on the forearms. And remember, you don't have to force your head and your neck to turn in the opposite direction. You can always make a pillow with the hands and place your forehead on the back of the hands. Now just focus on your breath. With each exhale, allow yourself to relax more deeply into the posture. Breathing in and out through your nose. You're going to be here for about another minute, but if you need to come out of it before that minute is up, you're just going to come up to a seated position. Take an inhale, and exhale, come up onto your hands, and just push yourself all the way up and come into a straddle. The straddle can be as wide as you can comfortably sit up nice and tall. You can, if you're finding it difficult to keep your nice long spine, elevate your hips on a block or pillow. And then come back, rounding through your sitting bones as we would for all seated postures. You can put something underneath your heels if it feels uncomfortable. Sit back a little bit further. Good. So you want to make sure you keep your knees and your toes pointing straight up to the ceiling. Don't worry, ladies, we're not going to do what we did on Wednesday, if you remember. But once you're in your straddle, you're sitting up nice and tall. Take your inhale, sweep the arms up, palms face each other, and exhale, hinge at your hips. So try not to let them roll and keep them, if anything, think about sending the toes and the knees out. And hinge and fold forward any amount here. There's still some muscular integration happening here, not just allowing your belly to hang out. You're still drawing in, especially the lower abs, to support your back here. Take an inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, slowly release. You can keep your left leg, oh, bye Rowena. You can keep your left leg out. Go ahead and bend the right knee, bring the heel into the groin. Okay. You can inhale here and exhale. Just twist to your right to start. So the left hand is to your right knee, and you're bringing your right hand behind you. And again, be mindful. Try to make sure you're not leaning and you're getting light on one sitting bone. They're both still equally rounded. Your spine is long, your shoulders are still over the hips. Left toes and knees, notice mine were starting to lag, so make sure they're still pointing up towards your ceiling. Take an inhale, bring your left arm up, and exhale, just come into a little side bend. Left hand can come on top of the left shin, and right arm just goes over. You can inhale, sweep up, bring the right hand behind you. On the exhale, go ahead and sweep the left arm around, press down into the right shin and right hand, and just lift the hips up. And now release. And let's take it over to the other side. I always imagine Debbie's there sitting down, eating popcorn, or sipping on coffee, watching us while we're doing our yoga. I think I would be that person. That's probably why I think that's what she's up to. I probably just there sipping and eating cookies. Moving to the twist. Take the left hand behind you, right arm, right hand to left knee. Take your inhale and exhale, twist. And again, and I'm pointing this out because I felt that shift in my own body. I felt my right sitting bone lift up on my hip hike. So be mindful of that with the twist. Sometimes we try to twist so far, we do all these other weird things with the body to facilitate it. So my range of motion on when I twist to my left is not as deep as when I twist to my right. So it's just to be mindful of those things that show up in your body and honoring them. Take an inhale, bring the right arm up. Exhale, come back to center, and then inhale, lift up, and exhale, go into your side bend, forearm to shin, left arm alongside your ear with your palm facing down, just a little variation of your revolved head to knee. Your Janu, your Parvriti Janu Shirshasana. Take an inhale, lift back up, rest the left hand behind you, and then go ahead and sweep. Exhale, lift, pushing the hips up.
Just open up. It's kind of like a wild thing. And then go ahead and release. Good.
Make your way onto your back, into constructive rest. Feet on the floor, knees bent. So we have a few minutes here before we head into Shavasana. If you're feeling for legs up the wall or a happy baby or bridge, go right ahead. If you're going for bridge, arms by the side of the body, feet at hips distance, and you're lifting the hips up. The Sanskrit for this pose is Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. I'm like, bridge. I love it. Happy baby is Ananda Balasana. If you've taken your bridge, you can slowly bring the bum back down to the mat. If you feel for any more twisting, you can take a nice easy one. We did quite a few. And then bring the knees in just for a little squeeze. And then extend your legs fully. 1 foot to each corner. Moving the arms to the side of your body with your palms out. In the same way, we make sure that we are grounded in our seat. Make sure that you are grounded here in your corpse pose for Shavasana. Turning your attention inward, focusing on your breath. Breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Encouraging longer exhalations to lull you into a deeper state of relaxation. Inhaling fully, exhaling completely. Once again, becoming aware of your surroundings and of your body on your mat. Moving your fingers and your toes. Extending your arms above your head. Stretch your body out into opposite directions. Take an inhale and reach. And exhale, let it go. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then releasing your feet to the floor, making your way onto your side. Just pause there for a moment. And then make your way up and come into a comfortable seated position. Just bring your hands to your heart. Thank you all so much for sharing your incredible energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be. Namaste.